Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams, and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. All right, let's go ahead and get a message for the overall energy of your reading. Thank you, Spirit. What do you have for this beautiful being? Broken heart. Card number 9. There's a disappointment that you faced. For some of you, this disappointment is brokenness that you observed in someone else. It broke your heart to see that someone else was so disappointed or let down. For some of you, this was a child. But for some of you, this is something that you're currently going through right now as you're experiencing closure with another being. You know that something has run its course, and that now your connection with this person has transitioned. It's transformed. There might be some anxiety about this feeling of brokenness, which is not weak. You know, because a lot of times in the spiritual community, it's like, my heart isn't broken, you know? I don't affirm that. And I get it. I get it. But there's also power in honesty. And it's very normal to feel a sense of brokenness when we literally are breaking our energy away from that of another person. When you've been in union with someone and then you break apart from them, something there has been broken. So to say that your heart feels broken, it takes strength to recognize that. The anxiety that you might feel would be because of an attachment that you formed, which is something that we do as humans. We form attachments to our parents, we form attachments to our caretakers, we form attachments to anyone that we have a close connection with. And it's interesting to study the different styles of our attachments, but regardless of your attachment style, you definitely had a close bond with someone, and the status of that bond has changed. At the bottom here, there's storm warning, but we also have door to romance. So I feel like there is a great deal of healing that you have already been working towards. You've already been doing this work within yourself. But there is an opportunity that's going to come to you regarding new romance. Divine, please clarify this storm warning. The Hermit. I feel like you may have been in hermit mode to heal your heart. And there's something that you're going to be presented with, an opportunity, a door to romance. Please give clarity here, Divine. And this door to romance. Okay, so Divine is saying to be aware There's someone who has been informed of your pain. There's someone who knows that you've been going through this situation of healing a broken heart. You know, the reason why you're feeling anxious might not be because of this broken heart. It might be because you're sensing that there's someone who wants to enter your zone. There's somebody who knows that you have released someone from your heart space, or that you're in the process of doing that. And so they see that as an open door or an opportunity. They're observing you now as if you were in the Five of Pentacles. Like, you're not out in the cold, but they assume that you must be, because you're in hermit mode, you're healing, you've perhaps gone through a breakup, or you've put a previous relationship in your past, or you've decided to move on from a relationship. So there's someone, this devil, who is assuming that you must then be in the Five of Pentacles. What's the reality of the Five of Pentacles, Divine? Yeah, that's so fun. Six of Wands. You are victorious. You're shining. They're projecting the Five of Pentacles onto you because they know that if they went through what you went through, that they would be in a state of feeling isolated and lonely. But that's not you. You're transmuting this pain. And I feel like you've already done that to a great extent. You're exploring your depths because it's in the hermit mode. Isn't this a pretty hermit card? I love this with the star there coming from the lantern. And that's you. You have illuminated the dark parts of yourself in order to understand your shadows and to heal whatever wounds are there or were there after you walked away from a relationship that no longer served you. But there's somebody who's projecting onto you that, oh, well, if I went through that, I would feel so isolated and so left out in the cold. And perhaps, since this person is showing up as the devil, that's actually what they've been trying to energetically project onto you. Okay? They wanted you to have an ongoing attachment to this person who your connection with them no longer served you. But here you are over here in the Six of Wands. That's creative energy, it's successful energy, it's a victorious energy. Now, this devil is being very patient. They're waiting. Seven of Pentacles. They're waiting to be able to access your energy. And we have over here the Seven of Swords. They want to infiltrate your world. It's like they see that you're no longer with someone else, with a person that you used to be with. And so they're strategizing now with the Seven of Swords as to how to enter your world. And they're doing so patiently. They're kind of like sitting back, observing. But since it's Seven of Pentacles, yeah, they're putting the time in to do this. They're being patient about it. But with that being Pentacles, it almost feels as if their objective has something to do with abundance. Something to do with your wealth. Perhaps they want to access it because there is something that you're working on that is abundant, because you're in the Six of Wands here, shining, doing something that's in alignment with your path. Now, they see you as protected with the Seven of Wands. They know that they can't just access you easily. That's one reason why they're strategizing with the Seven of Swords. this is the truth, but they also know that you know. You have an awareness. And this healing that you've been going through has given you all of the breakthroughs that you've needed in order to see truth. I see this devil as the King of Swords. That's how they're coming through. Because they're trying to be in this, now this could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But also, I feel like Divine is presenting them as the King of Swords here because they're trying to use their logic to truly strategize so that they can access you. Divine, what is this person's goal? What are their, what's their mission as far as why they want to return to the collective? Chaos. It's not my fault. I'm a magnet for trouble. Chaos follows me wherever I go. So not only do they want to bring chaos, but they don't want to accept any responsibility for their choices. I can tell that they are not a person who accepts responsibility for anything or takes accountability for anything. So they're the type of person that would bring a whole bunch of bullshit into your realm and then say, it's not my fault, I didn't do it. You let me in. That's on you. All kinds of nasty shit like that. Imposter, they're not who you think they are. But I bet you know who they are. Because I feel like with this, the card, they're saying, you know, this person is a fake. But I feel like you've dealt with this person before. Divine, show us more about this person, this being that's trying to come through. You may know exactly who this is. I do feel like it's a past energy, but let's see. Thank you, Divine. Who is this being that's trying to bring chaos into the collective's world? Okay, it could be an Aries. Okay, now, this person is naturally impulsive. Because remember I said that they're being very patient with the Seven of Pentacles there, trying to plan and plot. They're only doing that because, for one, they're afraid. They are afraid of you. But two, they want to make sure that they get this right because they see that you are the Hermit. This person knows. With the Hermit card and the Ace of Swords, you know everything that you need to know. I feel like you know every nook and cranny of this person's personality because they've tried so many things with you before. But even though they're being very patient and strategic right now, they actually are very impulsive with this Aries here. And they could be, what's coming through is co-conspiring with a person who's an Aries. So, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra came through since it's a King of Swords. They don't have to be that sign. But that's more because they're in their logical thinking mind right now. They're trying to be so that they can strategize against you. But they could be working with somebody who's an Aries if they're not an Aries, okay? But what's coming through here is that they're naturally very impulsive, but they're trying to be very patient so that they get this strategy right. The 9th house, personal growth, travel, and higher education. This is Sagittarius. There could be a Sagittarius involved here. Doesn't have to be. But also this person sees this value in you. They see that you have grown so much. They see you as very educated, very wise. You embody the energy of Jupiter. That's one reason why they want to come back into your world and bring chaos. What else, Spirit? 2nd house. Find it. There it is. There's the ding, ding, ding. Finances, values, and possessions. That's really what they want. I feel like with the 9th house, they want to access your energy. They want to siphon your energy like narcissists are so good at doing, right? Because they don't know how to cultivate their own energy within themselves or connect with the divine intuitively to harness divine energy. So they go around siphoning it from other people as the energy vampires that they are. They want to siphon your divine energy, and they want to use you for your financial energy. Okay? One more, Spirit. Anything else from this deck? The Moon, yeah. So with the Devil, they're coming through as the Devil there. I feel like they're definitely using some sort of moon magic or rituals that are tied into the moon phases in order to impact you, to influence you. Saturn, permanence, maturation, and tangible rewards. So they're also doing this in order to try to avoid their own karma, because Saturn is, Saturn doesn't play when it comes to karma. We learn such big lessons that we need to learn regarding Saturn, but they don't want to learn those lessons. They want to bypass those lessons, and they want to try to enter your world in order to transfer the karma of what they've done over to you. Which brings me to the question of what this person has done in order to have all of this karma that they feel so inclined to want to hand over to you. What is it that this person, or these people, if it's a team of two, has done to this beautiful being? Oh, okay. Abuse. Divine did not take any time sharing that. It's very obvious. It's right there. It must have been a lot, because the cards were quick with that. What else, Spirit? What has this being done to the lust? So I really don't like these two cards together with abuse and lust. There's definitely something regarding sexual energy here that has been manipulated and taken advantage of and abused. I see why they don't want to experience their karma, because it's gonna hurt. Okay, so they feel like all of their abundance is done. They have abused their own financial energy so much to the point where they don't have any more wealth. And so they are coming to you to try to resuscitate their wealth. Also, there is an energy of death here. There is an energy of death that they're trying to avoid. Tell me more about this, Divine. What is this energy of death that they're trying to avoid? Single, sexy, and successful. So at one time, this person could have been single, sexy, and successful. But because of the work that they have done, that life is done. It's done. It's like 6 feet under. So this person, the way that they once knew themselves as healthy, successful, that life is over. So they're trying to siphon your energy in order to restore the person that they once were, to resuscitate that person. What's this death energy, Divine? So they realize that the karma that they're suffering is because they have attacked someone who is in high honor. They've attacked you. And they know that what awaits them for that, they can't bear it. What else, Spirit? Yeah, they're just sitting around waiting for their punishments to come in. They already know. One reason for this is that they've been warned not to mess with you. Let's take a look and see what is going on with this. Yeah, all of their tactics are outdated. They feel like they're old news. They feel like they're old news. They know it. They know that they have done too much, and all of their efforts to restore their energy are not working. Their reign as the devil is over because they've used so much chaos magic that has either been returned to them or transmuted by you, that they can't handle it anymore. The return to senders have just piled up so much to the point where there's nowhere for them to go. Everywhere they look, it's karma. And every time they try something with you now, it's immediately met. They're immediately met with instant karma. So there's nothing that they can do now. There's nowhere to hide. That's why they're now coming to the very person that they've been abusing to try to save themselves, which is ridiculous. What else is going on here, Spirit? So they are, okay, yeah, because that lust card came through. They're definitely turning to sex addictions and indulging in all kinds of behaviors related to sex that are unhealthy. They feel destroyed. They know that they're shattered, broken. Any chance that they had for a healthy, positive life, that's long gone. That's long gone. This is like them saying on the astral that they know that the work that they have done has destroyed their possibility for a happy life. Lots of fetishes, lots of sexual energy that they're trying to utilize to bring themselves back to life, to bring themselves back online, but they can't do it. When they come to you, okay, and this is in their plan, they want to try to present themselves as having a high emotional intelligence, which we know is a part of that imposter vibe. They're just trying to make that a part of their newfound way that they're going to present you with, like they've completely changed. So they may be experiencing a divorce, or this could be something that perhaps you were experiencing. Maybe you have experienced a divorce, because with the broken heart coming out, that could be the separation or the walking away that happened there with a divorce. I'm looking at these papers here with the divorce. It's like they want to get in on something. Perhaps you have achieved a sense of, yeah, because with the Six of Wands, you've won something. You've won something. You're doing really well. There's something that was a victory for you that you experienced. So it could be that this King of Wands, or sorry, King of Swords, maybe they are King of Wands, maybe they are a fire sign. Aries did come through, and so did Sagittarius with 9th house. But there could be something that they're waiting to get from you because of a settlement. Okay? Now this might not be something that is actually happening. It could be. You may have won a settlement or spousal support or something, but it may just be that this is what they're concocting in their head. Like they're so desperate for wealth. They see you as that rich girl with that rich girl card. So they're coming to you with the intention of using you for money. That's what they want. What else, Spirit? What's going on with this couple or these people? Yeah, they want to offer an apology. And they're willing to do this because a situation is about to explode. Shit's about to pop off in flames. What's the situation that's about to pop off in flames, Divine? There's a toxic choice that they made. A very toxic choice that has toxic repercussions. It's their consequences they're about to pop off. Tell me more, Spirit. Somebody's expecting. There's a baby in the mix. So we've got all of this abuse, all of this lust going on, and sex addictions, and brokenness, nothing in the bank, toxic. We got, that looks like alcohol to me, no? And somewhere in there, somebody's expecting a baby. Divine, bless that child. Fighting for what you love, claiming what's yours. Love is a battlefield. Okay. I feel like there are two people working together here. I feel like there's a feminine energy and a masculine energy. There's a fight, or there's chaos happening between the two of them. And there could be, you know, the female could be pregnant. But there's this sense of panic because there's no money. And so what's coming through is that the masculine does not want the feminine any longer. The masculine energy does not want to be with the femme anymore. But they're fighting for it. She's fighting for it. She's fighting. And this could be her doing that. She wants to come back to you and try to get this money because she's so much more motivated to make things work, to make ends meet. What's the masculine's vibe towards the relationship there, or towards this plan? What's their investment? They are so done and tired. Regarding any sort of unity here, this Four of Wands, this union with this person who's so obsessed with coming to you, they're just done and tired. They can't take it anymore. They're ready to give up. They're like, what is this plan? So there's only one person here who's on board, and this is the female. Okay, and if gender does not apply in your situation, you know, okay, take it how it resonates. But what I'm getting is that, and because we got the expecting card, there is a female here who is either expecting or wants to be pregnant with this man's child. And she is incredibly motivated to make things work between them, to have some sort of union. But the way the guy feels about this is, I am done. Deuce, deuce. What are you still doing here? They're done. But this female is so bothered to find her way back to you, to try to use you for whatever wealth they think that you have accumulated or will accumulate from this divorce. And they want to hold on to it. Or I should say she now. But I say they for pronouns because, you know, gender. Okay. Now this is also guidance to you. Divine is saying to hold on to your wealth, to hold on to your money. But see, with you being seen as the Hermit and the Ace of Swords, you already know this. You may have already gotten an inkling of this happening. You might already know all about this. Now Divine is, what's coming through here is that you are this King of Pentacles. Or perhaps you're attracting a King of Pentacles. That's possible as well. Because see, with that new door or door to new romance card, this person, this toxic person, is trying to take advantage of the fact that you have an opportunity to experience someone new, right? Like they want to take advantage of you though, because they're like, oh, they're going through a separation or divorce, and so now's a great time to pull one over on them. So they're looking at your door to new romance as an opportunity to take advantage of you, right? But I'm seeing this King of Pentacles as, number one, divine saying that your abundance is plenty and you will be well taken care of. But also, this could be a new person that's coming through that door to romance. Okay? For some of you, that will apply. Either way, you have temperance in your world. You have balance. You have patience with where you are at this point in time. You've been in hermit mode, healing yourself, and so that is why you are now in perfect balance and harmony. You're in alignment. And I say perfect, you know, perfectly imperfect, right? Perfection isn't the goal, but what you've done is perfect. Okay? What else, Spirit? Okay, see, there's the King of Swords again. And this King of Swords is coming through, the feminine is coming through as the King of Swords because they're in their masculine energy. They're trying to head up this goal of coming to you and bombarding your life, bombarding your world. Meanwhile, you're in the full energy where you're starting something new, starting something fresh. Yeah, where's this beautiful being? What's their energy? Look, you're moving forward. You're not thinking about any past energies. You're like, what? Your focus is elsewhere. You may have children, okay, with the Six of Cups. So you're having making positive memories with your children, doing wonderful things there. Let me see what else you might need to know about these karmics, just to make sure we know where they're headed, so we prepare and protect ourselves. Okay, right? Because they're always trying to make a comeback. Oh, these were in there, look. Okay, progress, not perfection. Oh, I think that was in the other reading. Yeah, remember I just got done talking about perfection? So progress, not perfection. Ashe. And your mission statement. Yeah, you have a beautiful mission that you are moving forward with, like with that Three of Wands where you're moving forward. You have so many beautiful things that you are accomplishing that you don't have time to think about these old past energies. Yeah, so somebody's tiptoeing, trying to make it back into your energy, make their way back into your energy. They're getting turned. I don't know why. There's pregnancy on the board, but then also getting turned. Okay, the two don't go together. They're not supposed to. Okay, so bad combination there. They've got the blues, 33 on the timer. So what they want is collaboration. What this karmic wants is collaboration with you. Okay, also they're very depleted of energy, so they're down in the dumps. They've been playing detective in order to try to know your whereabouts, know what you're doing, especially with this situation with closing the door on an old relationship or a past relationship. They want to know everything. They want to know everything. So nosy. And that's why they're lost in the sauce and can't find their way home, because they're so concerned about you and what you've got going on. What you got going on is a new beginning. What you got going on is wealth, good health. Okay, so what's really coming through here is they want some sort of sexual experience with you. There could be a poly situation here. There might be into polyamorous relationships. I don't advise that at all. I don't think that that's something you would even consider, though. Truly, they would never admit it, but they are looking for a squad. They want support. They feel extremely isolated and lonely. They are obsessed with you and your sex appeal. They see you as extremely sexy, extremely beautiful, and they want to experience your sexual energy. Also, one of these karmics feels like they're on the rebound, okay, because they have been rejected. They feel the other one pulling away from them, and so they're already on the rebound looking for you to pick them up out of the dumps because they already feel rejected. What else, Spirit? Yeah, they already know they're skating on thin ice, which is why they're taking their time trying to be strategic with this. Meanwhile, you're giving gratitude, and that's why you're protected. Your gratitude is your biggest form of protection against these karmics. That and a good protective order. If needed, okay? If needed. Yeah, Divine says you don't need them. You don't need these people in your life. You don't need anyone that is coming to you trying to mislead you or trying to present themselves as someone that they're not. The reason why Divine is bringing this through, though, is that they would come to you. I mean, you know, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing all the ridiculousness of this, but I'm also seeing how they would come to you put together, dressed well. You know, it's like they've been through all kinds of craziness that they've put themselves through because of the chaos that they send everywhere. But they would polish it up to come to you and try to look like they are, like they have it together. Now with this devil energy, I want to take a look at any negative vibes that they have tried to send your way, okay? So that if needed, you can cleanse and protect, which I hope you're doing anyway, regardless, especially with these kinds of people being in your on your radar, if they are, okay? Thank you, Divine. What negative energy has this devil energy sent towards this beautiful being? Blood rituals. Powerful and often dangerous ceremonies involving blood to create a binding connection or to summon darker entities. So they have worked with blood in order to try to create a bond with you and to control you. Psychic attack. A person deliberately sending harmful thoughts, emotions, or intentions to another person, often with the intent of causing confusion, anxiety, or distress. I would recommend cleansing your energy. You can do a cut and clear. You can purify your energy with hyssop and salt in a bath. Use rosemary, bay leaf, okay? And speak protection over yourself. Let's take a look at what lies ahead for you, okay? Because with that King of Pentacles being there, I feel like there's something wonderful and that door to romance. I don't want to, okay, we've got pregnancy here. Now that could be for you. That could be for you. If that's something that you're looking forward to or have planned, you know, I know some of you are not even thinking about it. Okay, wherever you are in life, that's where you are, and that's beautiful. So, but those of you who are considering pregnancy, it feels like that's something that Spirit is saying is within your reach. Okay? So that's beautiful. Okay. I'm getting Empress vibes. All right, let's see what lies ahead for this beautiful being. Divine, on their path with this door to romance. Okay. Well, Divine is saying to avoid this, we've got narcissist, distance, and liar. See, that's why with this door to romance, that's why all of this came out. With the King of Swords and all of that. Okay, so Divine, we see that that is what this King of Swords is bringing. What else lies ahead for this beautiful being? A fire sign. Okay, so there could be a fire sign. Moving, you might be moving. All right. Guardian. So your angels, your ancestors and spirit allies are protecting you. And pregnancy. I do see a pregnancy here. I see it. I see it. I'm going to pull from this deck. What else awaits this beautiful being on their path as they move forward? Twin flames. Okay. Well, Spirit. I mean, that's a lot right there. That's a handful right there. That's a heartful. Mirror. So there could be a lover that you have a twin flame connection with that you mirror. All right? You mirror one another. You have lots of similarities between you. And I feel like this is going to go back all the way to childhood. As you talk with this person, you're going to find that you have so many similarities between you all the way back to childhood. It's going to make sense why you're together. What else, Spirit? Soulmates. You're attracting your soulmate. You're attracting a twin flame. You're attracting someone who is truly meant for you and who is divinely aligned with your frequency. And I feel like this is a gift from the universe because you've been going through it. With this person that is trying to stay in your energy, it's like the type of people who plot and plan and scheme, that's what I just can't get with. You know, it's like you could do so many more things with your time, bruh. You know, like, but they're sitting around thinking about what they can do to use you instead of using their own mind to manifest what they need for their life. It's really sad and it's sickening. So you're going to be focusing on yourself with this self-indulgence until you manifest this twin flame connection, this beautiful union, this divine union. You know what song was coming through? Walking on a Dream. We are always running from the thrill of it, thrill of it. Da na 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 da 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 da. I love that song. I don't know the words. I'm so sorry. But it was the first song I heard this morning. And I paid attention to the words later because it stayed in my head all day. And it's actually about, it says when two people become one or something like that. So it's really about the union of soulmates. So take a listen to that. It's Walking on a Cloud by Empire of the Sun. Really good song. So that came through for you, Ashe. So that's what you're manifesting, is beautiful love. But I feel like in the meantime, until you manifest that, it's about self-indulgence. It's about taking such beautiful care of yourself, really being good to you, and congratulating yourself for the attachments that you've let go of, that you've healed yourself from, knowing that you did the right thing by being in hermit energy. I mean, you've got some really lustful energies around you that want to get to you because they know that if they had just gone through a breakup, they would be out there hitting everything. everything. I mean, they do that anyway, right? I mean, that's what came through in the cards. But you have stayed within your own energy. You have restored your energy, nurtured it. And so when you come into union with this beautiful soulmate, you are going to be in a place where you can both receive and give. And it's going to be so divinely aligned. Also, this came through in the other reading that I did, but you know, beautiful soul connections like these are heavily attacked by people who want to, and it could be that King of Swords might want to try to attack it if they get wind of you having a soulmate connection. I'm sure that that would be a huge point of jealousy for them. So I know they already do spell work. We already looked into that, right? So protect everything about your life, but also move forward in confidence, knowing that what's divinely aligned for you, nobody can take that away. Nobody can ruin it. Nobody can take it away. Okay? I want to take a look at, because speaking of this spell work that this person has done, I want to take a look at this deck just to see if there's any other spell work that they've been doing against you. Okay? Because, you know, strategy is good. When you know what a person is doing, you know also energetically how else to protect yourself. Reiki magic. Hands over body while sleeping. That's what this King of Swords wants to do to you, which is why they're coming to you. They want to work on you in your sleep. They want to work on you front and center, like while they're there with you, not astrally. They want to do it right there. Look at them. Look. That's what they want. Ew. I mean, that can be a positive thing, but this person is not trying to send you positive energy. Gluttony. They want you overeating. They want you overindulging. Now, self-indulgence came through. So as you indulge, just, you know, use balance. Okay? Yeah, use balance. Oh, look, I had accidentally turned this one over. Look, you got love coming in, boo. You got love coming in. All right? So, yeah, just focus on the beautiful things that are coming in and not on this negative energy that this King of Swords is trying to send you. So let's see, they want to get up close and personal so that they can work on you in your sleep. That's why they want to come to you in the physical realm. They've already been trying to do things to you astrally, but you know, I see them wanting, and I had said a poly situation. That's what they want. They want something like threesome, foursome, moresome. That's what they want. Keep your energy pure, because you've been doing such a beautiful job of doing that. They want you overeating. They want you in your emotions and eating, which is why they were going to bring you chaos to get you out of your, like, you may have had a glow up recently. They see how good you're looking. All right? Because I know they're checking you out. And they want you overeating so that you don't feel good about yourself. What else, Spirit? What else is this King of Swords trying to send this beautiful being? Truth spells. An accidental truth slip. See, that's because they want to know everything about you. So they want you telling every single thing about yourself. So if they do approach you, say as little as possible. In fact, goodbye is enough. Soon as they roll up, goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Send them away. Okay, yeah, here we go. Lust spells. So they probably are doing some of this on their way to you, wanting you to be, you know, really hot and heavy for them. Once they get there, it's not going to work, because we rebuke that. Ashe. Resources blocked. They're trying to make things difficult for you to obtain. Because think about it. If you're having trouble and you're distressed and overwhelmed, then when they come to you, that opens even more of a door for them to console you and, oh yeah, tell me all about it. Oh, what's going on? I'm so sorry. You know, that's the role that they want to play with you just being putty in their hands. That's why they visualize you here, 5 of Pentacles, because in their demented mind, that's how they see you. That's how they want you to be in the 5 of Pentacles. But you're over here shining with the 6 of Wands, doing the damn thing. Okay? They have no idea, and that lets you know how delusional they are. They don't even see you in the appropriate light, in an accurate light. And they're worried about you telling them the truth. Please, they don't even recognize the truth from a lie because they're delusional. Chaos magic, trying to send you chaos magic. And that's why they're suffering so much. Because you know what? When you work with this shit right here, you have no control over what it does to you or anybody else. It's called chaos magic for a reason. Okay? And so when people work with chaos magic, they trust demons to handle their bidding. Demons aren't loyal to anybody. So they're sending all this energy out to impact you, but none of it makes it to you because you're protected. Okay? Or either you sense it and you send it back, or you transmute it, you work with it the way that you choose to. But some of that chaos magic remains with them. That's the nature of it. Especially since they're not protected and they're depleted of energy, which is why they're coming crawling back to you. So when you're in that state, 5151 on the timer, when you're in that state and your energy is low and you're working with chaos magic, that's like signing up to, like, for self-deletion, basically. They're just signing up for it. Relationship magic, look at that. So it's possible that they think that they had a hand in your relationship that you've left. But let me see there. Ooh. Yeah, see, okay, Lovers, Knight of Wands, and 7 of Cups. So this person is delusional about how they see. Look, this is the Knight, they're probably a fire sign. This is the Knight of Wands looking at your love life, right? But they're coming from a place of total delusion. So they think that they're having an influence on your love life or anything else, and they don't. Because, like Spirit already brought through, they don't see with clarity. They're delusional. Okay? Co-worker hater. So if you're in a work environment, they want you at odds with the people that you work with. They want you at odds with whoever it is that you're coming in contact with in order to do your work, to do your job. But this could have also been a person in your work environment that was hating on you. Okay? I'm so excited about what you've got coming to you. Now, I want to take a look also, because we took a look in love. Love is looking great. So until you manifest that soulmate union, you're focusing on you, continuing to do all that beautiful work that you were doing in hermit mode. But I want to see now for finances. So time is money. Divine says be wise with your time and use it to manifest your abundant blessings. Divine says that there might be some deals that you can take advantage of. Okay, some deals that you could tap into for any shopping that you need to do. Thank you, Divine. What lies ahead for this beautiful being, or what guidance do they need regarding their money and finances? Coordinating, planning. So Divine is saying to plan some things regarding whatever it is that you need to get done. There might be some things you have on a checklist. This could be pertaining to getting ready for taxes. Okay, you can start getting your paperwork ready for taxes. The season will be here before we know it. Okay. Also, regarding budgeting, if there's something that you want to save money on, Divine says go ahead and start addressing your budget. Okay? If there's something that you want to streamline within your budget, you can start doing that. Also, you know, I think about this because those commercials come on for like all of the subscriptions that we have. Go through, and I'm not saying to get an app to manage your subscriptions, but look at your bank statement. Take a look at all of the deductions that are being taken out, because sometimes we don't do that because everything is electronic, you know. So look at your deductions that are taken out monthly and just ask yourself, do I still need that right there? Do I still want that? Is it worth it? You know, in the past 3 months, have I cared about it? Okay, so you can streamline and save some money that way. Anything else, Divine, about finances and money? Okay, yeah, again, time is money. So, oh yeah, and it says waiting down here. So there might be something that you're waiting on regarding your finances. Divine says it's coming. It's on the way. Divine says it is en route. Loan money, borrow. I'm getting that for some of you there is a loan that you're paying off. If you can pay anything above what is required, the minimum payment, that will be very, very useful. Also, what's coming through is that any debt that you have, you can consolidate it. You can consolidate your debt. There are non-profit organizations that will help you do this. And I did that years ago, and I got rid of like $25,000 worth of debt in like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I was so proud. And I will never do that again. I will never accrue debt like that again. But yeah. So I am going to pull a shaman's dream, and then we'll close. Thank you, Spirit. All right, I have not had this many cards pile up here ever. So yeah, we had to get into it though and figure out what was going on. So I'm glad we did. Thank you, Divine. What message do you have for this beautiful being? In the hand, the universe is your partner. This is card 31. Okay, so let's take a look so I get these settled. All right, card 31. There we go. Feeling secure, taken care of. Didn't I say you're going to be taken care of? The universe is your partner. Something amazing happens when you contemplate your intimate relationship with your higher power. How do you engage it? Perhaps you might have seen things through the influence of your religious background, or you may have been exposed to older ways of making that connection real for you. Or sorry, other ways. Maybe older ways too, but other ways. It doesn't matter the source of your understanding. What matters is what works for you. For example, if you believe in a punitive God, you will be afraid of punishment for your transgressions. If you believe in a version of a higher power that blesses you, you may find it easier to surrender to a relationship of radical trust. Right now, if you imagine relaxing, curled up in the hands of the divine, how does that make you feel? Can you then turn over your needs and desires to that divine power and trust that you're safe and secure and don't have to do anything at all to feel that way? Grace is activated in your life now. You're in good hands. Your work, family, relationships, home, everything. You've done all you can. So now is the time to rest and recharge instead of producing, doing, acting, strategizing. A hot tea, a good book, and a soft blanket are in order. I think that goes for me too. That sounds really good to me right about now. What was it? A hot tea, yep. a good book, okay, and a soft blanket. Yes, let's do it. All right, beautiful being, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so glad that you did. I hope that this reading brought you everything that you needed it to. Comfort, high vibes, all the goodness, okay? And thank you for tuning in. I love you, and I wish you peace, joy, and so many blessings. Take care.